Former Manchester United striker Teddy Sheringham has named 4 players who RUBEN Amorim can build his new team around. Amorim, 39, has been through the door for little over a month, taking charge of 8 games. To varying results, the Portuguese is attempting to implement his favoured 3-4-3 formation, which brought him success at Sporting Lisbon. United have so far won 4 games under Amorim, who's fielded 24 different players in a bid to see who fits best. That was evident against Tottenham on Thursday in the Carabao Cup quarter-finals, as a much-changed United suffered a 4-3 defeat in North London. But none of Sheringham's picks started the cup tie, with the club legend unsure over the rest of Amorim's squad, barring his chosen quartet. I think Harry Maguire has still got that stature at the football club. I think he's still captain material, Sheringham told Genting Casino. Kobbie Mainoo, who has a lovely presence in midfield. Ahmad and Rasmus Højlund, both young lads that have been showing good grit. I like Højlund. He's been feeding off scraps for far too long, but he's still scoring goals. I think he's got something about him. He's still only a very young boy to be leading the line at Manchester United. When they had the choice to buy either Harry Kane or him 1.5 years ago, I would have said, you've got to go and get Harry Kane to lead the line for the next 2 years, 3 years, and then get Højlund in. But now Højlund has had that 18-month experience. I think it's held him in good stead, and I think he's in a good place. That's what I'm taking from the way that he plays. Ahmad has been the outstanding player in the early days of Amorim's tenure, with the 22-year-old inspiring last weekend's epic Manchester derby win. Højlund, meanwhile, has shown signs of promise with 5 goals under his new boss, although summer signing Joshua Zirkzee has shared the number 9 role. Mainoo was returning from an injury when Amorim took charge and appears to have made his way into the ex-Sporting manager's best starting 18ths. Maguire is the most curious of Sheringham's picks, especially having been stripped off the captaincy by Erik ten Hag at the beginning of last season. Maguire has only started 2 games under Amorim, Arsenal away and Manchester City away, yet has performed well. The 31-year-old says that talks to extend his contract are sounding really positive, with his current deal due to expire and the end of this term. Maguire will be hoping to get the nod for Sunday's game at home to Bournemouth. Ahmad has admitted that Marcus Rashford is the most talented footballer he has played with at Manchester United, in a snub to superstar captain Bruno Fernandes. United's Manchester derby hero has solidified himself as a key component in RUBEN Amorim's team. He won a late penalty converted by Fernandes, before expertly scoring a last-minute winner to secure the 3 points against a struggling City side on Sunday. However, one player that was notably absent from that important match was academy graduate Rashford. The 27-year-old has scored 138 goals and assisted 63 times in 426 appearances for his boyhood club, and has been a fan favourite ever since his debut against FC Midtjylland in 2016, where he scored twice to secure a 5-1 win in the Europa League. But he has been out of form and out of favour at United for some time now, with many fans claiming he hasn't been trying hard enough on the pitch. Youngster Ahmad has previously stated that the most talented player in the squad is in fact Rashford, though, despite also having the likes of Fernandes, Kobbie Mainoo and Alejandro Garnacho also left out the squad at the Etihad. To choose from speaking to JD Football on TikTok, Ahmad said, "Oh, this is difficult. There are a lot of quality players in the team, but when I came here, the player I was most impressed by was Rashi. He was quick, he was strong, and I want to say Rashi because he was so good, and he's good also now." Ahmad's opinion seems firmly etched despite Rashford's poor form over the last 12 months. He has scored just 7 times this season, in comparison to one of his best seasons in 2022-23, where Rashford bagged 30 goals and assisted 9 times in 56 appearances. While the 27-year-old may not be back to his high-scoring best for United, former Old Trafford hero Gary Neville has insisted that there is a way back for the out-of-favour star. Speaking on the It's Called Soccer podcast, Neville said, "I said on Sunday after the game, if you asked me at the start of the season, who are Manchester United's best attacking players? I'd have said Garnacho and Rashford. They're not even in the matchday squad. I'm sure they'll come back in this week. I always like to think there's a way back. Players that I played with that, to be fair, had a lot better form and a lot better careers were left out in the stands at times. Famous players who were quite openly thrown into the stands, and it was big news, and there was a lot made of it. So it's not the first time this has happened at a football club, where a player has been discarded. However, Manchester United are looking for a cultural reset. But it appears Rashford is not interested in a route back into the limelight at Old Trafford, given he has spoken openly this week about his desire for a new challenge. The forward could well depart in the January transfer window, with clubs in the Premier League and abroad now on red alert. Problems are mounting for Ruben Amorim amid news that 3 of his Manchester United stars are unhappy. He looks to be steadying United's wobbling ship, having recently masterminded a win over Manchester City. But the fallout from that game has hit the squad hard. Marcus Rashford, who was left out entirely at the weekend, announced an intention to leave the club following the snub, claiming he wanted a new challenge. Amorim also confirmed that Alejandro Garnacho, who, like Rashford, was left at home for the City game, was a little bit upset with how he'd been treated, and that Mason Mount was really sad. Mount has struggled with injuries since joining United, having been limited to just 9 Premier League starts since his blockbuster move from Chelsea in 2023. The midfielder fought back tears as he limped off after just 14 minutes at the Etihad Stadium on Sunday with an apparent muscle injury, leaving him inconsolable in the dressing room. While Garnacho and Rashford are unhappy about being snubbed for the win at City, Mount is more upset about his personal situation. "He's really sad," Amorim said. "In the dressing room, he was really sad, so we need to help him. When player is in this moment with a lot of injuries and with this schedule, it's really hard for them. We will try to find a better way to recover these kind of guys like Mount and Luke Shaw, because after a few weeks and a few months, they will be ready to cope with a lot of things." Mount has missed 30 games through injury since the start of last season and has only completed 90 minutes once in a United shirt. According to Amorim, Mount saw a specialist on Wednesday in an attempt to get to the bottom of his recurring injury woes, which are threatening to derail his Old Trafford career. When asked if the 2021 Champions League winner was facing a lengthy layoff, Amorim replied, "Not at the moment, but we will know more or less how serious it is today." Previously, Amorim said he was impressed with Mount's work ethic and determination to overcome his injury troubles, though stressed the importance of him staying fit. "The first thing is that he is working really hard," the Portuguese coach said of Mount before United's 4-0 win over Everton. "And then you have to understand the human also. He wants this really badly. That is the most important thing. He has proven to all of you that he is a talented player. He was European champion, so we believe a lot in him. He has to stay fit. And like all the guys in the team, they are quality players. They have to improve and believe in themselves." Mount's absence, coupled with the possibility of Rashford's departure next month, could leave Amorim a little light in attacking areas. The former Sporting CP manager claims he wants Rashford to stay and says he will offer him and Garnacho the chance to work their way back into the starting seat. Garnacho is expected to return to the fold for United's Carabao Cup quarter-final clash with Tottenham this evening, December 19th. Rashford, who was sent home from training on Monday, isn't expected to take part, however. Reacting to Rashford's new challenge remark, Amorim said he understood the player's frustration, but insisted he'd have preferred it if the forward had spoken to him before going public. "If this was me, probably I would speak with the manager," he said. "It's hard to explain to you guys what I am going to do when I speak to him. I am a little bit emotional as a person, so in the moment I will understand what to do. I am preparing the game, and then we will see. Let's focus on the team, not individual players. That's it. It's a hard situation to comment on. If I give a lot of importance, it will have big headlines in the newspaper. If I say it's not a problem, then my standards are getting low. So, I will deal with that. I understand that. My focus is not to take the attention from the game, from the team, what we did in the last game, and put on Marcus. What I'm saying is that the team is more important than the individual. We will assess at the right time. Let's focus on the game." That's all he added. "We are better with Marcus Rashford. That is simple, and we will try different things to push Marcus to the best levels he showed in the past." This kind of club needs big talent, and he's a big talent, so he just needs to perform at the highest level. I just want to help Marcus. Rashford claims he has no issue with AMORIN and simply wants to try something new after 9 seasons in United's first team. For me, personally, I think I'm ready for a new challenge, and the next steps, he told journalist Henry Winter on Tuesday. When I leave, it's going to be no hard feelings. You're not going to have any negative comments from me about Manchester United. That's me as a person. If I know that a situation is already bad, I'm not going to make it worse. I've seen how other players have left in the past, and I don't want to be that person.